Is your donkey afraid to put on a halter, or is there a halter on your donkey and they're afraid to let you take it off? If so, you're in the right place. Here I am working with a 12-year-old wild donkey. His name is Romeo. Now he is afraid of wearing a halter. He's very afraid. So you're going to be able to see the steps that I take to help teach him to be comfortable with a halter. There's many steps, so sit back and enjoy the ride. I'm glad that you're here with us. If you haven't yet, it would be great if you were to hit that like and subscribe button. The little bell will help make sure that you know anytime I release videos. What I am starting off with here is target training. So previously there I asked him to touch his nose to the halter, and then I gave him pay. I let him have a moment to eat, and then here I'm asking for neck, and you can see he's leaning over to touch it, and when he does, I give him pay. You can see that just my little movements next to him, he flinches from. That's just because he's still nervous to be around even just me. It's not just the halter for him, it's even me. So your donkey might be just like this, and you'll be able to see all the steps that I take to help. Now today, you're going to see how far we get. We've been working on this for a long time, and at the very end, I don't even tie the halter on, but you'll see how I get him to be very curious and willing and comfortable, and then I'm going to leave him in a very good place where his mind is very open and willing when I quit the session for the day. And that time when you quit the session for the day is very important also. Right now what I'm doing is I have pay in my hand, and I want him to stick his nose into the halter to eat the pay. Now this can be very nerve-wracking for them. They don't necessarily want anything over top of their nose, and that's one of the steps that I like to do to help get comfort and keep that curiosity going as I'm training. You'll know that you're gaining their comfort and confidence when you're doing these different tasks because of how calm they are when they perform each task. So right there, what I had done is I just raised the halter up above his head, and then I paid him. Breaking down all of these steps is going to help him know what to expect in an order that I would take when I'm actually putting the halter on him. How quickly that they'll take oats from your hand is also another sign of their comfort and confidence. You saw him backing up there. He's just a little nervous. So I took a step back from him, and I'm just going to wait for him to eat. Every time that I do take a step towards teaching him to the different steps to wear a halter, I'll ask if he's ready. Do you see how right now his head is straight forward? I take another step back and he turns his head towards me. That gives me an indication that now he's ready. Do you see how there's a little bit of curiosity in his face? Now it's time for me to go and ask for another step. We can repeat these as often as they need. Remember, they don't have a timeline. They don't have a clock. They don't care how soon they wear a halter or they're comfortable. So we always need to be going at the pace that they're comfortable with. So each day when you go out to work with your donkey, make sure you don't have a timeline. You might go out there and work with them for 15 minutes or even longer. The breaks in between sessions is highly important to help them along the way. Their breaks could be 10 to 30 seconds, or if they're really worked up, it could be an hour or two. So always just pay attention. Try to pay attention to their nose, their ears, their eyes, how tight they are, how their breathing is, what their tail is doing. There's a lot of different signs that they'll give us if we know what to watch for. Again, here now I'm asking him to put his nose into the halter. So I'm just standing there and I'm waiting for him. I'm not going to try to force it over his nose because I feel pretty confident right now he would just back away from it. He's stiff, his head is forward. He's not willing and ready yet to put his nose in that halter yet. When you're thinking about training your donkey and the process that you're going to take, think about breaking things down into baby steps. So right now, even though my end goal is for him to put his nose into the halter so that I can put it up and tie it on, I don't need that this time. Right now, if he just touches it with his nose, that's a win. So breaking things down in baby steps, just like a baby will, learn to sit up or roll over before they ever start crawling and then later on walking. We need to break all of this down into baby steps for them. I find that the most helpful when I'm training donkeys. By taking the process of going slow, you see how he's starting to back up there. I don't mind. He can back up if he's nervous. I'm not going to try to stop that. I'll go back to where he was comfortable and we'll do this again. And we'll keep doing this again over and over until he's calm and confident with whatever I'm asking. And you're going to know if you have a domestic animal or animal that's not frightened. Think about and pay attention to what it's like when you halter them, what their body language is like, and then the same thing with the animal that's afraid that you're working with. So we're just going to keep going slow till we can get that calm confidence doing all of this. I don't like to try to sneak it on. So like right here, he's calm enough to stand with his head forward. I could try to sneak it up over top of his nose and tie it on quick. But in my experience, that has not been a successful long-term solution to teaching a donkey how to be haltered. Remember, they have a lot of self-preservation. They really want to make sure that they're safe. This guy happens to be wild, but maybe you're working with one that's not wild and it's just afraid. Same thing. Donkeys, whether they're wild or domestic, they have a lot of self-preservation. So here, look at that. He's starting to show curiosity. Do you see how long he's keeping his head up there, smelling my glove? That's a good win. This is a really good spot that we're in. I love seeing that calm curiosity. So just a moment ago, he seemed pretty calm and curious, and now he's feeling the need to back up. Again, that's okay. I'm going to keep trying to match my steps with him if he moves around. And then eventually, if I need to, I can just let him have a break. Now, he doesn't need a longer break right now, but he is, as you can see, getting a shorter break. And now he's starting to get curious again, turning his head towards me. Because he showed me he's curious again, I went and I approached again to do the same thing again. This is a lot of repetition, many days of doing the same activity. It'll take the time that they need. So don't feel like you need to be in a rush to get it done yesterday. Just keep going at their pace so that you can have a successful training session that leads to being able to be haltered anytime that you want to halter them. Now again, I'm just waiting, guys. I'm just waiting for him to show curiosity. Him dipping his head, that's a little sign of curiosity. Like he's thinking right there. He takes a step back. I'm just going to match steps with him. And I'm waiting for it. Again, this is a spot where he's thinking, he's conflicted. He's thinking about being curious, but he's a little cautious. That's why he's backing up. So right here, I'm not going to try to sneak it on. I need him to be comfortable with doing this so that I can halter him anytime I want to halter him. Oh, look at that. Now he's getting curious. Again, don't be sneaky. Just let him be curious. Let him build that confidence, build up those skills and trust. All of that is happening right now. Just letting him investigate. So even though he's rocking it right now with that curiosity, I could try to put that halter on and tie it, but I just let it go a little bit over his nose. And here I'm going to end the session with that. Thanks for watching. I'd love it if you hit that like and subscribe button. This way you can see whenever I release new videos, the little bell will give you that notification, or just to follow along on the journey of these wild donkeys that I'm working with. Have an amazing day.